Hey YouTube, welcome back. My name is Chris, and as you can see, today I'm going to be starting a video channel on Yu-Gi-Oh! This is actually one of my favorite card games growing up. Still going strong today, even though some of the dueling techniques are way too out there for me. I'm going to start these videos off kind of low-key, sort of amateurish, only because, again, I'm still new to making videos, and because there's a lot to go over, so I'm going to do the best I can to show you the cards. Not really like show off what they are, but just kind of be able to explain them. So this is my first time trying to do this for anyone. So general rule of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or the general basis of it is to lower your opponent's life points to 0. Some start off with 4,000, others start off with 8,000. You can always play house rules, which again can be any custom games to do however you want to do. For right now, I'm going to focus on the first two generations, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! And obviously Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, mainly because they all have the same set of cards and monsters and abilities. After that, then things start to take a turn, aka Synchro and XCs. So we'll get all to that a little bit later on in the other episodes, but for right now, we're going to get started. So I'm going to be using examples from spellcasters, only because I have a lot of them. Spellcasters tend to have decks that use a lot of magic cards alongside them, let alone trap cards. But for right now, we're going to stick with the different types of monster cards. There are 3 types of cards in general. There are monster, there are magic, and there are, well, I should say spell, because, you know, Magic the Gathering and all, and trap cards. So this episode is going to focus mainly on the monsters. So as you can see in front of you, I have some monsters lined up, so I'm going to go over them one by one. There are different types of monsters, from warriors to dragons, and everything pretty much in between. Anything you can really think of. Which was what was really cool for this. So on the bottom row, you have 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, and 4-star monsters. Now, again, there are a few different types of monsters. We have normal monsters, which, here, let me see if I can lift this. So here we have the normal monster, known as Gemini Elf. They have, as you can see, they have attack points and defensive points. 4 stars. They also have an attribute, which we'll get into, of course, later on. So as you can see, this is a 4-star monster. It's normal because it doesn't have any effect or ability labeled with it. So this is a normal monster. Next, we go into the different types, like effect monsters. So we all know Time Wizard, and if you don't know the anime, the effect is you flip a coin, and if you call it right, you get to destroy all monsters on your opponent's side of the field. If you're wrong, you have to destroy all the monsters on your side of the field. So not all effects are coin tosses. Actually, they're very rare to be coin tosses. But this is just an example. This is an effect monster. So this one says that during your turn. Now, to activate an effect, your monster has to be face up, or if it specifically designates it being flipped, which again, we'll get into the summonings and all that basic stuff in a little while. But for right now, we're still focusing on the general idea of the game. So here we go. That's an effect monster. Let's see if we can zoom out here. All right, so on the top, you see purple and blue cards, right? So we have effect monsters and we have normal monsters. Aside from those, we also have ritual monsters and fusion monsters. Now, fusion monsters, sorry, lost my train of thought. Fusion monsters require a magic card or a monster's ability, also known as polymerization. This fuses 2 monsters, which it would specifically designate on the card. It'll tell you, here, I'll lift it up, and I will bring it over there. Again, sorry, this is amateurish. I'm just trying to do the best I can with what I have. So this was Elemental Hero Great Tornado. And as a fusion monster, he's also an effect monster. He needs 1 elemental hero plus 1 wind type monster. So as you can see, his attribute is wind. So any wind monster will do. Must be fusion summoned, cannot be special summoned any other ways. When this card is fusion summoned, half the attack and defense of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. This monster also comes with a whopping 2800 attack and 2200 defensive. So it's a very powerful card. The effect is very effective. Elemental hero cards are actually very good. If you know the anime for GX, you understand that the elemental hero deck has many different ways that it can go, considering it has so many cards made for it. The next is Ritual Monsters, which, as you can see, this is Dark Magician of Chaos. If you can't, I'll show you in a minute. We also have Zera the Mant. Now, Ritual Monsters are kind of the same as fusion monsters, only they don't require polymerization, and actually the ritual cards go in your deck. So you actually have to draw this card or the ritual magic card that is required to use, as you can see, required with the card Black Magic Ritual. You also have to sacrifice monsters that equal the total number of stars that it has. So this one has, what is it, 9, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so let's just say 8. So you would need 2 Gemini Elves at level 4, plus the card Black Magic Ritual to activate and to summon him to the field. There are, like for Zera the Mant, we have Zera Ritual, and as you can see up top, the spell card, which we'll get into, you know, icons and stuff like that in the next video when we talk about spell and trap cards. You can see it's like specific little symbol next to it says spell card. It looks like a little flame, but it's a ritual card, and this card is used to ritual summon Zera the Mant. You must also, like I told you, also tribute monsters on the field or from your hand whose total levels equals 8 or more. So it doesn't exactly have to be 8, it can be more, but it has to be no less than the number required. So as you can see, it's a fiend. There are different types of monsters. It also says ritual. This goes in your main deck. There is attack of 28 and defense of 2300. So let me go back over there. Okay. So far, those are like your general monsters that you'll be dealing with. Now we have to go into pretty much, I like to call them Battle City rules, because the first generation of Yu-Gi-Oh, if you guys remember, was all over the goddamn place. You could summon your strongest card, like I could summon, I'll show you my holo, because I have a bunch of these, but Dark Magician, right? Dark Magician, Blue Eyes White Dragon, any of those cards that are 7 stars or more, they were all summoning straight from their hand, which I was like, oh, you know, that's pretty cool. But then once you actually got the game cards and you started actually playing, you realize, wow, that's kind of freaking ridiculous. So when Season 2 came out and they created the Battle City rules, that you have to, for levels 5 and 6, you have to sacrifice 1 monster level 4 or lower. For anything higher than level 6, so like level 7 or 8 monsters or higher, you need to get rid of 2. Doesn't matter what level they are, you just have to sacrifice a card or 2 cards. So now that we've gone over tributing to summon, on the next video we are going to discuss deck details, the layout of the field, and how the game's played. Of course, also before that, I am going to go over spells and trap cards. So again, this was just a short intro into the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. It's definitely dear to my heart, and we'll get into more detail as I keep doing more videos. So I know I usually do more stuff like Kingdom Hearts and stuff like on the game consoles, but like some of my inspirations like Candy Eevee or Laughing Pikachu, I love card games, especially Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Unfortunately, I never followed the Pokemon bandwagon after 2000. So all these like shiny holo cards that they have out now as like their normal cards is just like, it throws me off. So I don't even want to try to get back into that. But again, we'll go into further detail in the next video. So again, thank you for joining and watching. Please Like, comment, subscribe, let me know how I'm doing. And as always, may your hearts be your guiding keys. Until next time.